This one is an exciting conversation because it has everything to do about helping you create more value as a post-production sound professional. So if you've ever wondered and had the thought, man, how do I earn more money? How do I get more clients? How do I increase my value as a post-production sound professional? This video is for you. So I'm gonna give you 3 things you can focus on and help improve your chances to make sure you're getting top dollar for your work. Friend, welcome back to Mastering Post-Production Sound. My name is Joel D. Catalan. I'm a Emmy-nominated sound re-recording mixer and industry coach, and I'm here to empower you, the next generation of post-production sound professionals, to navigate, believe, and thrive in the post-production sound industry. So today we're talking about increasing your value, okay? And we're specifically increasing your value by building strong relationships. So I'm on the dub stage today, taking a moment in between my normal gig here. And the reason that I'm sitting here on this stage today has everything to do because of the relationships I created early in my career. I got my start in a small mom and pop post-production post-production facility where they did everything. But I worked my way to get to the sister company, which was a sound house. And it was there that I began my journey to cultivate and build relationships with mixers and supervisors. Because of those relationships and because I showed up to work on time, I worked hard, I went the extra mile. When I did make a mistake, I learned and I never made it again. And I had a really good attitude throughout the whole process. People remember that, and as a result, a direct result, a re-recording mixer that I supported vouched for me and said, hey, when there's an opportunity, you need to hire this guy, Joel. And many years later, here we are, and I'm working with some of the best of the best in the industry on some of the coolest projects ever. And that all started because I built relationships. So here's the 3 things. We're gonna jump right into it. The very first thing that you can do to increase your value through building strong relationships is become a go-to collaborator, okay? And what I mean is become the person that when a filmmaker or an aspiring filmmaker or an established filmmaker says, I got this problem, right? Because let's face it, anybody who is doing sound is helping a filmmaker, helping a producer, helping somebody fix that problem, right? Become the solution to the problem. Hey, we don't have post sound. We need this commercial, we need this game audio, we need this television show, this movie to sound amazing. And there's only one person who can do that. Become that person. Become the person where you collaborate well with people. When you do that and you become reliable, you become credible, you become the go-to person, so that when you do well on that job, guess what happens? That job is the resume for the next. That's something I learned back in my music days. They used to tell me, treat each gig as your resume for the next one, you know, and that's really the context back then. It was like, if I'm playing a jazz gig, a combo gig, a top 40s gig, whatever it is, do well, because the next time your name comes up, you don't want somebody, you know, you played with, be like, yeah, that guy Joel, nah, man, he was blowing chunks. Don't hire him. But like, yeah, man, that guy was ripping it. Let's get him again. Same applies for us in the industry now. Do well. Become a person who collaborates well, who's open to suggestions and can also offer some really creative sonic solutions. When you do that, you build credibility and trust, and that follows you down the line. Now, it used to be that in the industry, in Hollywood, studios and facilities had mixers on retainers. Like if you were a big-time Hollywood mixer, you'd just be there working at a Sony, you know, or a Warner Brothers, a big-time mixer, and you'd be making, you know, a lot of money. And the thing was that filmmakers would flock to the studios. And it was almost like, well, we have all these awesome mixers. Who do you want amongst a list of amazing credits? And you would just work all year long, maybe mixing 12 films, who knows? Those days are dead. Those days are done. And so if you want to increase your value in this industry, you need to be working on these relationships, and becoming somebody who can collaborate well with others gives you tremendous value. These days, if you have a show, that is gold, because there are not many people anymore in this industry that are on $1 million retainers. I'm just making up a number, but who just makes a ton of money all year long, and the work just comes in. No, let's face it. We are in charge of finding the projects. We are the ones who are expected to build the relationships so that when the opportunity does come, they come to us because we've become a go-to collaborator, and we can go to any facility and say, hey, I got a show. Hey, I got a film. This is why it's so important. And I talk about building authentic relationships. It's so important to be always maintaining and looking to build new relationships with filmmakers out there, producers, post-supervisors, showrunners, directors, right? Go out there, picture editors. Let's not underestimate the power of a picture editor, the influence of a picture editor on a film. It's crucial. So by becoming a go-to collaborator, you allow yourself to position yourself to write your ticket, write your own ticket in this industry, because now by just becoming a good friend with somebody, when the opportunity comes up, hey, yeah, I got a film, I got a thing going on, do it well. You become the person they go to, you do it well, and now they bring the next one to you. And then you can go and say, hey, big time Hollywood facility, I got a movie and I want to mix it at your facility. To which they will gladly open their arms and say, sure, what do you got? Because to go off on a little bit of a tangent, I'm going to tell you right now, little insider experience and knowledge, and there are mixers in this industry who still expect sales teams and people to get them work. And I don't like that attitude. I try to have the attitude of I am always going to try to increase my marketplace value, to make myself more worth other people investing their money in to hire me. And that's through building relationships, by potentially then opening up myself to new projects, then I can bring those in. So become a go-to collaborator. You're not going to be sorry. And one day you'll be able to write a comment or reach out to me and say, hey, because of that, I was able to get this project and it landed me this place, and I was able to take that and go to my dream facility or my dream place to mix or work on my dream kind of job. So that's crucial. That's really important. So remember to always be making steps to be a good collaborator. The second one is offering more than one skill set. I cannot stress this enough these days. And it's something I recently just talked about on a previous video, but the idea of job stacking, the idea of be able to do more than the other person. Now, mind you, you can work on a project and sure, you can just be the mixer. But if you're able to do other things, that makes you more valuable. If you know how to cut, if you know how to design, if you could do some music editing, right? Utilize your sonic toolbox. You become way more valuable than the person who can just cue ADR, right? And in an industry where the industry is set up to be very specific, very, specific jobs. You have ADR mixer, a supervisor, an editor, a Foley artist, re-recording mixer, tech, all these things. Now, as things continue to become cheaper, budgets become cheaper, they expect more for less, you actually increase your value by knowing multiple skills. And who knows where it will take you. And I think it's actually a really great thing, especially for anybody who's young, to actually learn all the things, because you never know what area you're going to naturally excel at. I naturally excel at re-recording mixing. It's something I've spent years doing, but I had to start in a place where I had to learn it all. Now, I may have not liked a lot of those jobs and roles, but more so these days, I have to do a little bit of everything. And so I have editors that cut my material, but I'll also have to design there on the stage when things are maybe a little bit off. Oh, let me just grab this and do this and try that. And what do we do? Great, that's awesome. One of the fun stories we had was I was working on season 1 of a show called the Orville, and I had the awesome opportunity to work with Seth MacFarlane. And we would sit there and play sometimes with these sounds. And Seth would say, like, if he didn't like it, it's like, well, what if we tried this? And I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's grab this sound, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now let's double it. Let's pitch this and let's go like that. And to be able to edit and design right there on the fly, that right there, that gives you the ability to really have some credibility as you move forward. Oh, they can handle that and I can trust them the next time. So have more than one skill. It's going to open you to all the disciplines that we have. And there are many in post-production sound, right? But these days you're required, I say required, but it behooves you to know more. So we're never going to increase our value by learning less. When you learn more and you grow, you increase your marketplace value. So be confident in your skills, but learn others as well. Job stack, okay? That's the second way. And the third and last one is proactively solving problems. Friend, I'm going to tell you, this job and what I do, if I could break it up, and some of my professional colleagues may have different opinions of this, and that's okay. Every opinion's welcomed here. 80% of the job that I do as a re-recording mixer, mixing sound for TV and film, is putting out fires, managing the clients, understanding and communicating with our filmmakers. The 20% stuff, that's the technical stuff. That's just there. That's always there. That is solid. That is always going to be something I can rely on, my filmmakers can rely on. But that other 80% is going to be able to be focused on solving the problems for our filmmakers. We have sometimes some really crazy scenarios, right? Whether it's a real difficult scene, big shootout, or a space war, or real nasty dialogue that we got to clean up and we can't really hear. They have a problem that needs to be solved, and we are the solution. So become the person that is proactively solving these problems for your filmmaker, and watch your value increase. Watch your opportunity open up. When you master these 3 things, friend, you're going to be well on your way to increase your value as a post-production sound professional. Now, again, the relationships factor in this whole entire thing is what brings it all together. Because if you're not building relationships with clients, with producers, and I'm going to tell you too, I'm going to tell you straight up, as a re-recording mixer, building relationships with my colleagues, amongst my colleagues, other supervisors. There are plenty of supervisors in this industry that I want to work with desperately. I would love to work. But guess what? We've never been on a stage together. And I think our personalities would gel very much, but until we get that opportunity, it's about saying hello. It's about connecting in industry events, just making yourself known. And it happens all the time. Even in my own career, opportunities open up because other mixers or supervisors like, oh, I love working with Joel. Let me see if are you available? I had one supervisor who would constantly call me, and I would always be doing something else until finally it lined up and we got to work together. And it was like, it's amazing. And it's like, anytime you can be considered, friend, that is a win. That is a huge win. So if you want to be considered for more things than not, work on these relationship building things. Work on becoming a go-to collaborator. Work on offering more than one skill set to your clients. And definitely, whatever you do, make sure that you're pouring in to becoming someone who is proactively solving problems, sonic problems for your clients. And mind you, let me tell you how much personal relationship skills matter. Oh, they matter. You have a producer who is just frustrated because they had a bad day or things are just not good at home. Because let me tell you, I work with many professionals who do not know how to separate home life with professional life. They're frustrated because their kids are not listening there. They got in a fight with their spouse or their partner, and they bring that frustration here into the mix stage. We have to be able to manage that. We have to be able to know how to navigate that. And when we do, I'm going to tell you because I've been in that situation many times, on the other side of it, it's always like, hey, thanks for working with me. I'm sorry. I just really got to get through this week. It's just been a tough week. This happened, that happened. You know, I lost someone. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. No problem. Because there's no greater guarantee to quickly losing a job or an opportunity than you reacting negatively when a client is asking you to do something and they are maybe up here. We never want to go above their levels of anger or frustration. We want to stay chill. We want to follow through, right? When they go high, we go low, right? Like, be that person that can give your filmmaker a wonderful experience. And sometimes it's hard. You know, that's not to say be a pushover. No, by no means, because no one deserves to be talked down to or degraded. Absolutely not. You should definitely stand up for yourself in situations that are not right, okay? What I'm saying is we have the opportunity to just be somebody that can help get them through some real nasty stuff sometimes when it comes to sonically, right? So increase your value. Relationships are huge. And if you work on these, I guarantee you, you're going to be moving to a place where not only are you working consistently, but you are making more. And that is what matters. So friend, thank you so much for taking time to check out Mastering Post-Production Sound. I realized that there might be some people who are new. And I know because YouTube statistics tell me that. Something like 56% of you are not subscribed to the channel. Friend, I'm committed to posting a video a year here for 10 years. And we're a couple years into it here. And friend, I would love for you to consider joining us by subscribing to the channel. And if you have watched these videos for the last couple of years here and you've looked forward to them, I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate this community. There's nothing like the YouTube community. And if you're interested in possibly even going deeper and working one-on-one to increase not only your creative skills when it comes to mixing, but actually taking your career trajectory to a whole nother level through mindset and a holistic approach, then friend, I want you to consider to sign up for either our Inner Circle, which is my private, I can't talk today, my private monthly group coaching call, or to go one-on-one and really get specialized with some one-on-one coaching. So all the information you need will be down below. But friend, thank you so much for being here. This community, like I said, I just absolutely love sharing with you. So I will catch you over here on the side of one of these other videos or in next week's episode.